3 straight losses for the Browns. They've dropped 6 of their last 7. The only win in that span against Las Vegas. Sanders, he pats the ball. He throws it to Judkins, rookie to rookie. Fake the run. Sanders will throw it. Open man is Fannin. Impressive rookie season for the tight end out of Bowling Green, dishing out some punishment. Huddle met with him, realized, oh no, this is a smart guy. He can handle anything. It's Corley who ends up with it, and he's got room. Corley gets to the outside and walks the tightrope. Isaiah Bond. Sanders out of the gun. He will step and throw. It's a high one, and it's handled by Judy.
And the Browns trying to take advantage.
Since week 9, they have not spent a whole lot of time in the red zone. Off the boot, Sanders connects with Fannin for the touchdown. The Cleveland Browns drive it right down the field.
Play design here, it's misdirection. Fannin's going to come over here, and then he's going to slip behind Joey Bosa. And Shador gets it out in front of him, allows him to run. But you can see, little something to get excited about there for the Cleveland Browns. Record is the Browns defense needs to stop the run to get them into passing situations.
There's a handoff for Cook. Cook breaks a tackle, and Cook has got a first down.
Especially that interior does an incredible job getting to the second level.
Pitch it to Cook, turns it upfield. Cook glides to midfield. Cook, single setback, 2nd and 4, Buffalo. Handoff. Cook gets around 3 defenders and then kicks it to another gear. Cook still going, looking for the angle. Touchdown! Wow! Tremendous run! 44 yards. James Cook to the house.
Talked about the offensive line, but you also have to talk about just how special James Cook is. There were 2 unblocked defenders in his face. He splits them, makes his way downfield, reverses course, goes all the way back into the end zone. 3 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown on that first drive.
JJ, we asked James Cook, winning the rushing title. Trevion Williams in the backfield. Sanders deep drop. He's got to float it. Catch is made by Williams. He turns it upfield, and Williams has got a first down. The catch and run across midfield. Judkins back in at tailback. And they jet sweep it to Corley, and they catch the Bills by surprise. Another Cleveland first down. Shotgun. Sanders, pump and throw. It's popped up in the air, and it's a gift interception. Pick made by Jordan Poyer, the former Cleveland Brown. Jordan Poyer in year number 13. Remember, he was signed to the practice squad. The throw by Allen, and he hits his target, Ray Davis, for a first down. Cook already 68 yards on the ground. Fake the handoff. Allen on the move. Allen will throw and connect. The tight ends continue to produce. This time it's Jackson Hawes. Ty Johnson goes to the outside. Allen will keep it himself, and he's got a first down. Ty Johnson remains in there. Allen gives it to him. The hole is there, and he's twirled down, but he kept the legs moving, so he carried Schlesinger with him. First and goal. Allen on again. And it's Ty Johnson walking it in for the touchdown.
Watch this. There's going to be a free hitter right here. Nobody touches him. That is purely on Johnson to make him miss in the hole, and he does.
And Michael Badgley, who was cut by the Colts 2 weeks ago after missing an extra point.
Oh!
To the side of Sanders. Sanders somehow gets away, and Sanders is going to run for it. Outstanding, Shador Sanders. 2nd down and 8 for Cleveland. Shotgun Sanders. He looks, puts it over the middle. It's handled by Judkins. Sanders is 9 of 11, 93 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Sanders steps up. He's got room, and he stumbles. 3rd down and 2. Sanders, nice little shake and bake to get the first down. Now you see me, now you don't. Shador Sanders. And a defensive lineman in there at the fullback spot. Now they have Zach Zinner, extra offensive lineman. He sells the play fake. He throws it underneath to Judkins. He breaks a tackle. Judkins takes on the contact and drives it inside the 5.
He said my cleats were hung up and I was okay with it. But I think he's having a little more fun now.
Sanders throws, juggled, and dropped. Brendan Bates, the tight end, thought he was going to have a touchdown. Instead, it's incomplete.
And the Browns,
they're again making personnel changes. It looked like Dylan Gabriel was coming in. Sanders is off the field with his helmet off. Dylan Gabriel is in for Cleveland on a 3rd and goal. Gabriel in the pocket. Gabriel trying to run, and he gets chopped down by Rousseau. Trying to cut into the lead, and he nails it. Promising drive, stalls inside the 5.
they were.
Allen throws it, and perfectly placed. Shakir. He got hit along the sideline as he was. Jim Schwartz used to coach for the Buffalo Bills, pony formation, and James Cook. With Cook and Johnson in there, he carries it for another Buffalo first down. That's a 15-yard rip.
But it's not going to be this week. Clearly, so far, the running game helping keep that.
Allen on time to Shavers. First down.
Allowing Shavers to get behind in wide open space.
First down run. Cook weaving. Cook carries it right to the handoff to Cook. Trying to get there, extends his arm. He's in. Touchdown, Buffalo. To get the score.
Let's see if he gets in. I think he might land on top of the defender and reach out. He does. That's a touchdown. Watch, he lands on top of Schlesinger, and as he's on top, he reaches the ball out for the Bills' touchdown.
Rotation as Cleveland faces a 3rd and 12 with 1:57 to go. They were also charged a timeout. Injury in the last 2 minutes. Sanders trying to bounce out of trouble. Buys time. He throws high and worked very quickly, either handing the ball off or getting rid of it, not to even give him a chance. Allen gets out of there.
There's a chance.
Allen is tripped up. Myles Garrett gets to the QB on the scramble. And Allen will surge for about a yard.
This will not be an easy punt.
As JJ mentioned, they have no timeouts remaining. Sanders. And he's just going to toss it out of bounds in the direction. Snap. Oh, the placement didn't work out. Bajorquez just tosses it to nowhere. And that is how the first half will end. Take the handoff. Sanders once again deflected, and it's intercepted. Daquan Jones comes away with it. Joey Bosa getting a piece.
And I won't feel anything. So the fact that I feel things now means I'm alive, and I'm thankful to be feeling them.
And he is not going to feel this.
We got to at some point get back to clear and obvious. Can't make definitive decision one way or the other. And I think they stayed with the stands for that reason.
First down for Cleveland. Sanders on a give for Sanders. That's Raheem with the carry going up the middle. And guess what? He was tackled by Sanders. And they're going quick here. Line of scrimmage just short of the 42.
He was offside. Defender.
Sanders still going. And a flag thrown at the 38-yard line. They give it to Corley. And Corley turns the corner, carries it out near the 35. Good block from Brendan Bates. Not just this season. Highest scoring second half team in the NFL since 2013 in the Denver Broncos. Dump off. After the catch, Jerry Jeudy couldn't do a whole lot with it. Penalty.
Personal foul, tripping, defense over 58, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
2nd and 15. Sanders, he'll run it. And Sanders will slide down at the 15. So with Evan Washburn, got to get touchdowns when you get down here. And Sanders, beautiful move by Sanders. The extra effort extending his arm. They're going to mark him short. Second and goal.
Fannin.
Inside run to Fannin. One official says touchdown. So we're going with that. Touchdown, Cleveland.
He's lined up in the fullback position. It's just an old school fullback belly, and he kind of pinballs his way around and breaks the plane for the touchdown.
Is it?
Right there.
That was enough.
Cross the line. Touchdown. They put him all over the place. You mentioned it earlier, Ryan. They have so much confidence and trust in him. That just a phenomenal rookie in the middle of that defense.
Josh Allen on a pass to James Cook. He's got some green grass in front of him for a strong play on first down. Down to 9 seconds left in the period. It's a give to Ray Davis, dancing his way across the 40-yard line. And we go to the...
Looks like he might have a one-on-one here, and he does.
Allen will throw it. It's too high. He had Shakir open.
Yeah, with Badgley, the kicker situation.
Allen waits, throws, incomplete. He put it in the area of Shavers at their own 34-yard line. Fake the handoff. Sanders, little floater. Williams has room. Williams turns it upfield, and a big gain as he hurdles to the 40. Cole Bishop got him down low.
But they're in a dogfight here in the fourth quarter.
Handoff. Travion Williams. Williams slithers through for the first down. Cleveland is 8 of 10 on third down today. This is a 3rd and 3. Sanders. Swing it up. Open field tackle made. It's Jordan Poyer as he meets Travion Williams. Sunahara, the snapper. Bojorquez, the holder. And the 41-yarder is right down the middle. Got a 3-point game with 8:46 remaining. You take nothing for granted in this league. Allen. Look out! And Allen is brought down by Schlesinger. Flank Sanders. Shotgun. He will fire it. And a tackle made down low. Shotgun Sanders. Sanders gets out of trouble, and now he can't get away from Rousseau. Buffalo delivers on 4th down, a sack. Allen throws. It's complete, on target to Knox. A better feeling. 3rd down and 6. Allen, it's handled by Shakir, but he comes up short of the first down. 2 running backs, Cook and Johnson. Roll, Allen, pump, throw, end zone! It's dropped! In the rally against New England, could not secure that one. Sanders backs out of trouble, on the move, Sanders throws! And it's hauled in by Corley along the sideline.
Clock stoppage there, but the Browns won't complain.
2:37 to go. Sanders in the pocket, and Sanders is sandwiched. Back at the 14, Rousseau and Poyer. 2nd and 18 for the Browns. Shotgun here for Sanders. Sanders, Rousseau, and look out! Sanders just gets rid of it. Rousseau had a beat on him.
The entire body's in the field of play when he lets the ball go. That's why the intentional ground, he's penalized from that spot.
3rd and 32. Sanders down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Tight formation. 3rd and 1. Motion man is Gilliam.
Got it.
Allen gets it. First, you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. And that's it. The Buffalo Bills have won 4 in a row. And they improve to 11-4 on the season as they defeat the Cleveland Browns 23-20. Buffalo's division title hopes remain alive.